Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your host, Madam Mad Dog here, and welcome to finally did the Forsaken Easter egg after the good 3 days. Technically 2 days of it worth of attempts, and honestly, that was so quick. And it was like about my fifth time, like technically my third, like attempt of actually making to like doing the Easter egg. The second time I died early. The first time I made it to the boss fight and died, and which kind of sucks. And I'll have to like edit a whole freaking video. This sucks, and I got freaking emotionally drained after seeing the cutscene. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I got drained. I got mad, and it was at night too, so I was like, I did not care. I was like, I'm doing what I'm doing, man. I did not care at all. I just screamed. I was like, you guys have to watch it, bro. I'm sorry. This is like freaking a long video, bro. I'm sorry, but this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I did not mean to make it a long video, but it is. Just the part that I'm looking at right now is an hour long. It's the final like part of it is an hour long, and I have to keep it that length because to hear the full context of it. So I'm just imagining the other hour and a half that I recorded. So I guess I'll see you guys once you actually get into the video. I'm just like, Cold War, bro. I don't know how I feel about Cold War now. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your host, Mad Dog here, and welcome back to Cold War. I forgot how loud this was, but today we're gonna be playing Forsaken. I played a little bit yesterday, but I died. We were trying to do the Easter egg, but you know, it would have been funny if I would have done it my first time. So, and I bought the battle pass with the COD points I had. So, it should be nice and fun.
Maxis did
Yes!
it. Team is through. They're ready to go.
This place is in chaos. The outbreak must have caught Omega off guard. Kravchenko is willing to risk his own men if it means getting to Zykov.
He's our only way to stop the Forsaken. Do not let him fall into Kravchenko's hands.
Oh, don't you wish these things would just work?
Hostile search.
Yeet!
Warning. Dimensional breach in progress. Report to safe zones and await further instruction.
Okay, let me just get Jug real quick, cause
Grigori Weaver. It has been a long time, but you are too late. Zykov will be ours in mere minutes.
It's not over yet. Tell me, Colonel, which is your better eye?
No, I'm dead! It's every time! It's every freaking time! No, it's like every time! No, like no correct, like this literally the exact same thing happened. Literally the first time I played. I'm not lying, this literally happened the last time I played. I'm so mad right now. I better not get down. I need to get like another self-med kit or something like that. That was a major base boost right there. I was not expecting that. And why am I lagging like I'm lagging for like no reason too. Okay, that got better. Not it was somewhat better. But alright, I'm back.
Glad you're here to witness my crowning achievement. I'm certainly not about to let you ruin this moment.
They are in the observation tower. There must be a way up there.
Hey, Ravenov. Alright, TV. Alright. Where did you say the parts were? Oh, right there, I see.
This is it, my friends. Once we have Zykov, Omega's collapse will be assured.
There's some element pop. Alright, right there.
Zykov may help us stop the greater threat, the Forsaken. We cannot allow that thing into our reality.
So, there we go.
You need to widen your gaze. Why kill the Forsaken when you can capture him and make him your servant?
I had no idea what he said. I was just shooting when he was saying that. I only heard something about what if you can, like, instead of like killing him, why don't you capture him and something like that.
Are you watching this, Weaver? See how
Okay. Involved.
The Forsaken is the greatest weapon this world has ever seen. Once we bring him to heel, he will destroy you.
If you want to get to the tower, you're gonna have to get that thing working again.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh dear. There's still a lockdown in effect underground.
Lift lockdown for access. This is the last part I died at, so because I was being dumb.
There's no way I'm gonna let you ruin my big moment, Requiem.
Yeah, right.
Warning.
Hey, kind of overpowered. It wasn't that hard. I know
Get
I
up there,
lost.
team. Move.
No, what? Okay, Mr. Ruffle Waffles. Okay, just go through the teleporter.
Warning. Ethereum radiation at unsafe levels. Program broadcast ready.
No, I just saw something about it might be done, but I saw something that I could interact with something. PhD! Here's PhD. Alright, why is PhD in his observation tower though? Ha, that's funny. And I like how they did the PhD slider. And now I need to camp up here to get the 3 grand points, honestly. Alright.
Warning. Ethereum radiation at unsafe levels.
Hey, come on, man! At least let me get PhD. And that beeping sound was just like the radiation stuff. I love the logo. Okay. What cutscene? I'm just getting a black screen. Black.
Tick tock, Requiem. Once again, you're too late.
Who's that?
My friends, you did it. You brought me home. I have long awaited this day to take what is mine.
Oh, come on. That was just such clickbait right there.
For the Earth years, 4 dark ether centuries, abandoned, trapped, left to die. But I endured. I fought. I consumed. I evolved. You trusted me, and
I didn't realize he was the creature.
You fucking fool. The wolf was at our door and you let him in. You have doomed us all.
All is not lost.
Samantha. It's kind of weird.
Not yet.
I mean, it's
Sam, what are you doing?
What I have to do, Reaver. For the good of us all. This is not your world to take!
kind of weird because I'm playing as Samantha. Oh man, she looks cute though. I like her power. Come on, stop baiting me! Stop baiting me! Plus, I have pretty.
World will fall like all those before you.
That's why I
I can
pretty.
hold him back for now, but please get to the town square.
Mr. Rufflewaffles, they did not send me back. Alright, Jim's doing this show. Oh, thank you, game. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just happy, like, just so happy.
I relish the opportunity to.
Well, it's PhD.
What the hell just happened?
It's Zykov. He's the Forsaken. We need to get to the town square. What are our options?
I found a way, but you might not like it. The path is completely filled with the phase. You'll need an Ethereum neutralizer.
Colonel, this isn't my fault. You get that, right? I couldn't have known Zykov was the Forsaken.
Now is not the time for talking, you arrogant little shit. Pick up that pistol. If we die now, I cannot kill you later.
Get wrecked.
Heck, Valentina. They were both deceived by this creature. Unfortunately, we were too.
We were blind to its true motives, just like Omega. If we had done as Zykov asked, we would have made the same mistake Peg just did.
Identified anomaly. Execute that
That crystal can summon enemies, forming its own protection buffer.
Something fell from the sky. Landed you
I don't have a good gun on it. I mean, I do, but this is not even like max. This is not even what's real. It's not even half.
Die, enemy.
And I not move. Come on! I was literally pressing X. I was pressing X, but clearly my game does not like responding.
Devoured my lies without question. All because it suited your petty interests in your pathetic conflict.
True, but no.
Out of 3. For the third crystal, you're gonna it to death. The reason around the map is just gonna be a support streak essentially, and when you buy one.
Okay, you need a table. I need to find a table.
No wonder your world is always on the brink of annihilation.
Flamethrower.
You are also
100 of
easy to manipulate.
Women's chopper gun
They
operation
can
above.
reconfigure their form at will. I'd be fun to be able to do that.
Revenge tastes sweet.
Doctor. And okay, here we go.
Flamethrower bringing the heat. Enemy appears KIA.
Well, certainly ripped his heart out. Yeesh.
Okay, Doc,
graves this day.
Okay, run, run, run. I'm trying to. Good thing I have stamina, because this would have been a heck of a lot slower. Run, run. At least let me try to get some good weapons. Alright.
Hand it up.
Good, actually need a melee weapon for this. Oh my. I got the freaking ray on the sword. Of course I get the ray gun out of all things.
You will learn of my ruthless efficiency.
You know, that crystal can be used to power your neutralizer.
What are you doing, you insolent ingrate? How dare you help our enemy? You are finished. Your reputation will be ruined. Your body will be buried, and your name will be forgotten.
Hey, asshole. It doesn't give a damn about east or west. You have two choices. Be useful and help. You need to regroup. Now is the time.
Okay, PhD. I need to upgrade this at least once. Ooh, nice camos. I'm really liking it. No damage. Okay, there we go.
Energetic Geo. Something so ugly can make something so beautiful.
See how no effort is wasted.
Drow believe these crystals can form an ancient weapon. Sadly, you'd need a special pool found only in the Dark Ether. Pity. I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. Did you see those teeth? Talk about needing to see a dentist.
Alright.
I have awaited this day.
Okay, here we go.
No weapon, even one of my own,
Are you sure about that? Well, now they are three. Ooh, if I only had a good melee weapon on me. Ah, come on. Okay.
There is no advantage in turning it down.
Double axe.
The weapon made it out of Dark Ether crystals. How is that even possible?
I will fill many graves this day.
Alright. I'm back where I am, where I was. Now we're going on to like, we're going over here. Finally, right? Basically got all the perks that I got. Maybe a few more, but I'm not sure. I really don't remember.
Your processing overload in progress. Evacuate.
Don't hack, boy. You can't scare me.
I am it.
Kind of entertaining. Actually, super entertaining. Can't wait to actually see what happens. I did that, not one.
Pick up. That's the first of 3 parts.
Okay. Alright, here we go.
Believe it or not, the Ethereum neutralizer is powered by, well, Ethereum. That tank will help.
Alright.
Of a state wanted.
Okay, now I need to go back here and go to the board. Bunker entrance. Away. Okay, board.
You cannot withstand such energy.
What? I need to look at it again.
I am your master, your mistress.
When did that
It's not
happen?
perfect, but that should work for the neutralizer.
Okay.
To get doing this, but the third part requires us to get a regular bullet weapon with a dead wire on it. That's a...
I know not of it.
Pack this, have dead wire. Dead wire. Triple pack this. Alright. Know what?
ammo type you can get from the points. Once you've got dead wire, head into the arcade and shock a zombie with dead wire. Now.
Doesn't have to be in a specific location. Oh look, that's a reference. Look, World at War. Oh, and that's a PBS for them. I liked it. But... Oh, you know this is knocked down tone. It's so tiny compared to how it used to. It was like a heck of a lot bigger, not a lot bigger, but definitely bigger. Man, that's kind of be like a boxer now. Wow, I guess the guy gets out.
It does not look particularly interesting.
Okay, activating Grand Prix, arcade pitbull. Can't believe you got the PBS stage right here. It's kind of like how the mag is kind of like the joystick. Foosball. $10,000 point. Did I just? Hold on. What did I do? Purchase. Okay, purchase. And where did my? I don't know. Oh, the rising rack. Let me actually click at the Rising Draft Machine. Fires top. Oh, I used the tote. Makes more sense now. Okay. Okay, here it is.
Did you just activate that arcade cabinet? This is no time for playing games.
Oh, come on,
Run the
Ravenel.
machine for a cost of fee, spawn in an RC car, and drive it into the TV store.
TV.
Extraction window available. It's your call.
Video. Where the heck is the TV store? There it is. I hate this. I hate this. And where did he? Okay, I need to look up. Like, how did he?
Of 2000.
All right. Let me go in. Let me go into the hole, bro.
Very sneaky. What are you looking for, Mr. Mouse?
No shit have that. All right.
A monitor. Well, you'll need one for your neutralizer. It's not ideal, but it'll work in a pinch.
All right. Yeah, okay, here it is, okay.
You know, can't use power neutralizer. What are you doing to the ingredients? How dare you ignore it? Remorse. Or a different sort of way to time.
Let me go back to spawn.
Is a
Okay, okay. We need to go over here. Alright, hey PhD. I love you. Like, your best perk ever. Such a dog. Alright, there you go. Alright.
That should do it.
I'm sorry, Dr. Peck, but that's not quite right. Our testing found the crystal needs to be catalyzed first. Otherwise, it just goes kaboom.
Kaboom. Dr. Gray! Ooh, man, that has to be my favorite Dr. Gray line ever.
Like that, and you basically need
I'll learn of my ruthless efficiency.
Hold on, can you stop the lag? Come on, little puppy.
Never dare.
Seriously? You really expect this to work?
No, they can chemically alter crystals.
I'm pressing X! What's...
Did you not know that?
Press X! Thank you, man.
Activating decoy. Calm down.
I don't care. care. I don't care. Just I could literally get more.
To me, your fate was not in doubt.
How about that? I'll be damned.
Exfil option expired. Guys are open.
Die! That is all you are good for.
All right. Let's assemble that device.
Okay, Beaver, after I get all my perks back. Because I ain't trying to do that all over again. I am honestly not going to do that again. Alright.
War machine prepping fire.
Raptor 1 will circle back. Get on, Red.
Your death only helped me grow in strength.
I have awaited this day. An eternity has transpired since my arrival in the dark.
I relish the opportunity to spill your blood.
For my consumption.
Okay, I don't care about your monologue, dude.
Or the boss fight prop.
Okay. After 46 rounds. See, basically what I predicted. Basically what I predicted. I said, I'm probably gonna do this in like round 50, 46, close. Exactly, no. But very close, I can tell you that.
New orders from the director. You can't kill this thing. You should try to capture it using the containment chamber Omega built. The director will handle it from there.
You think we'll just live to take what is right for the time? The Forsaken is destined to bring about Soviet supremacy, ending your capitalist reign. What's going on? What are you doing?
Colonel, they're breaking through!
You idiot! Watch who you're shooting! To that side!
Oh my god. Are they... Do you think they're alright?
We need to get moving. Grab the device.
Weaver, I'm trying. But I'm not sure I can do it alone.
At 75%.
Hang in there, Sam. The team's on their way.
Please.
Levels at 50%.
Bro, if I die now, I'm gonna be mad more than anything. I have to be simping for this machine right here. Like, getting it crystals first. Hey, who said you could touch me? Who said you could touch me?
Is growing stronger. Not stronger alone, but together. I could cut you all without hesitation.
I know you can, but I don't want to be simping for this machine too much. Alright, you gotta be. Come on, pick up Sam! Samantha, please. Please, use your legs.
You are worth. Sometimes the enemy comes from within.
Bro, stop. I don't know if I'm about to die. It's not where I'd rather be staying here for a little bit longer. Thank you, PhD. PhD coming for the clutch. PhD coming in for the clutch. PhD coming for the clutch. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm good.
I am extremely good with knives. I know what hurt. Things are going to change. Change isn't a good luck, my friend.
Thank you, Sam. I love you. But I hate simping for this machine. Simping ain't pimping. Thank you, Susie. Simping ain't pimping. Skip you guys. I skip you.
Is that really all you
Oh,
have?
come on. We're right there. We're right there. You gotta be.
There was no hope, nor mercy for you.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we're good. I think we are good. But I'm doing. Okay, confront the Forsaken. Good. I thought that door opened. I was like, I'm not ready. I was like, what? I'm like, I'm not ready. Hold on. I need to take a bathroom break before this. Hold on. Give me a second. Alright. I'm ready. My goodness. Freaking boss fight.
Maxis, the team's at the town square.
Glad to hear it. Let's finish this.
I mean, I don't know how to do this boss fight. Hold on, Mr. Waffles. I need you to come to clutch.
When you're ready, hold square on the door, you'll enter the boss fight. The fight's fairly straightforward and you're not on a timer, which is nice. To begin with, I recommend going into the Ring of Fire underneath Maxis and filling up her essence level on the left-hand side of your screen. You do this just by killing zombies in the ring, and once she's full, she will charge up one of the massive guns that are on the left and right-hand sides of this arena. Then run back under Maxis and do the same thing again, and she'll charge up the other gun once her Maxis essence level is full. Now, you can start working on the Forsaken's armored shoulder pads. Just destroy both of those shoulder pads, and once you do that, run over to one of the guns that you just charged up and fire it at the Forsaken's weak spot. If you don't do enough damage, the Forsaken will simply regen the health, so make sure you get a nice clean shot on the weak spot. But don't worry if you do mess up, because you can just fill up Maxis' essence level once again, and she'll charge up another gun for you to give it another try. Do the same thing with the other shoulder weak spot. With a successful beam into the weak spot, you'll see that the Forsaken's health does go down. There will be a mini cutscene, and you'll then be back in the fight. The fight's going to work the same way, but it's just a different weak spot, and the Forsaken's doing some new attacks. You're going to do essentially the same thing, fill up Maxis' essence level so that she can charge the guns for you, and then destroy the Forsaken's armor, and use the guns on the Forsaken's weak spot to do damage to it. You'll then have to destroy the armor again, and then the same thing applies. Just shoot one of the laser cannons at the new weak spot and beam the Forsaken into dust. There'll be a little sequence where the Forsaken says, I am through playing games. That's it. You've done the Easter egg. I'm not going to spoil the end cutscene for you. Congratulations.
Okay. Samantha, you better come in clutch. You better come in clutch, because, bro, I'm 47. It's not an easy boss fight.
The energy turrets can damage you. Set them up, but I need essence.
Alright, Samantha, you're the select few people that I will gladly simple.
The turret is ready.
Samantha, can you please elaborate the next time where you are? I don't. Watch your man. You better. Okay, whatever. Sucks. I wish this thing had more ammo.
Enemy down.
Give me that.
So very little.
Not right now, Sam. Not right now.
I cannot stay here. It's not safe.
Okay, you don't have to. I'm just trying to do my thing, you know.
Threat neutralized. This is not over. We are just starting.
Close, but not close enough. You got him.
Ooh, crispy! Ooh, crispy! Crispy! Ooh, crispy! Ooh, crispy! Crispy! Crispy!
Clean shot.
Alright. Same answer. Okay, cutscene.
You are so eager to stop me.
Can't see Jack.
Would you like to see how that story ends?
No one is.
Gaze upon the future that awaits you.
Ah, come on, that's what. Come on!
Should you defeat me?
Dr. Gray! No, wait, you bastard!
Sam! Hello!
Thank you, Sam. You I hate you! I hate you so much! You know, this is gonna be the most satisfying boss fight in all of my history of boss fights. Nah, bro. Nah, you. Oh, you're so dead. You're so dead. Oh, you're so dead. You're so freaking dead right now. Bro, you. Bro, oh my goodness, bro. You don't know what you probably. Oh, you don't know who I am? Oh, bro, you don't know who you messing with, bro. You don't know who you messing with, bro. Oh, you don't know who you messing with, man, bro. You don't know who you messing with. Ooh, you don't know who you messing with, bro. You honestly don't. But if you do, you wouldn't be messing with me, bro. You wouldn't be messing with me.
Okay, turret shot.
You know, I want my PPSH to give you last hit on you. Come on, baby. Oh, yes. Yes. Get on. Get on, bro. Get on. 'Cause, 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 How does that feel? How does that feel? Look who's here, Mr. Panzer! Ah, you're gonna die so much! Oh, the adrenaline and all the testosterone is building up. Oh, this is gonna be the most satisfying boss fight I have ever experienced, bro. Bro, once you go down, you are never gonna talk or do anything. Ooh, man. Ooh, my man. If I die, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad if I die. My goodness. If I die. Ha! This is complete horse crap! No, if I die, I'm gonna be mad. Samantha! Res me, bro! Come on! Sam! Samantha, what are you talking about? Come on, Samantha! You can't res. Can't you res me, bro? Bro, Samantha! Samantha! You know what? I know what to do now. I honestly know what to do. So, my goodness, bro. I'm mad. But I know what to do now. I know what to do. So maybe I could possibly just do this really fast within a couple hours. And then hopefully I could do this within a couple hours, because like it's not that hard. Honestly, it's not that hard. So I'm gonna be right back, bro. I'm gonna be right back. Let's actually hopefully get back there in a couple hours. You know, guys, it's getting late, and I promise I will finish everything tomorrow. I'm tired. It's 11 at night, and the game's not being nice to me, so I'm gonna finish this tomorrow. And I see you guys tomorrow. Alright. Back. Hold on, let me check if everything's recording. Alright, that's recording. Okay, so okay, I'm back.
I'm trying, but I'm not sure I can do it alone.
Fuel levels.
Hang in there, Sam. The team's on their way.
Fuel levels at 50%.
No. I know not of its origin. So close to me. I asked you if you knew your enemy.
Oh, you're kidding? I'm not getting any
The truth is,
I'm stumped! Man, Good thing I have Juggernog and that shield all living dead.
You cannot withstand. I know what needs to happen. I know what must be done. Things are going to change. Easing the change.
Wow, that's loud. I changed. Wow. Oh. Okay, I think we're good. Might keep dead wire. Alright, so let's get that. Alright, we should be set.
Maxis, the team's at the town square.
Glad to hear it. Let's finish this.
Love you, Samantha. I know this is, honestly, this is...
I'm starting to believe in...
Hold on, no, I'm not gonna say anything before everything happens. I'm dumb, I completely forgot to do a couple things. I'm dumb. And I thought I was prepared. Why didn't you guys tell me that I wasn't prepared? No, no thank you. Right, axe power, axe power. No, I don't want to emo right now.
I have faced a far bigger horse.
Dumb, why didn't I break his other?
You got him.
You've got it farther than most.
A direct hit.
Okay.
You are so eager to stop me. Would you like to see how that story ends?
Oh, Dr. Gray! She's like my favorite character. However, you're a traitor. I never really cared about Stratus. And he's just like a big pain in my butt. But Dr. Gray. Man, I wish I had the same hype as yesterday.
Or maybe I just kill you instead.
No. I don't wanna die, don't wanna die. Not today. I made it this far, I'm not giving up. trying to do my humble beginnings. I'm trying to work myself up, right? No hard feelings. I know I'm trying to kill you and everything, but no hard feelings, right?
EKIA.
No, I'm not. I'm not yours. Not as bad as it was of yesterday. Samantha? Samantha, please help me. You like... now you started to glow.
You screamed your last.
Right, I keep misclicking. If I keep misclicking, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna end up killing myself. Oh, come on, really? Oh, that's dumb. Alright, at least I have them born first.
Fear me. You win.
Clean shot.
I have crushed armies, ended worlds, devoured gods. You are nothing.
No! Oh! Bro, I'm mad. I'm mad that I still can.
Change is coming.
Yes. What do I do now? What do I do?
Assimilation of your world.
What do I do? What do I do?
Weaver, the phase is expanding. Make sure you... Wrap it up. Shit. We're getting reports of outbreak zones expanding around the globe.
Okay, thank you.
You will not consume this world. Not as long as I am here.
Sam, whatever you're thinking of doing, don't do it.
I'm not a bad person, Weaver. I am a good soul. I know what I have to do. I'm sorry. This is the only way.
Nah, if she kills herself, I'm done. Bruh, did she kill herself? Bruh, if she kills herself, I'm done. I'm done with this game. If the game, I swear, if the game was this easy on me, just for Samantha's death, I am mad. I'm freaking mad. Sophia. Hey, what's up, Sophia? But I'm freaking
She's
mad.
gone. Back into the dark ether.
Great.
The Forsaken is secure. Dimensional breaches are closing around the
But she
world.
didn't die, but this is horse crap.
It's over. It's done.
This is horse crap. I wanted her. No, come on. You can't end it like that. That's dumb. That's complete dumb. That's dumb. Come, Samantha. You didn't have to do that. Come on. Create a portal and exit yourself. Bro, if this...
Meet again. Don't know where. Don't know where.
Weaver, big...
But I know
Sam, no. That's all she gets from you, Weaver. Weaver. I'm if I hadn't had good emotions with you, I'm freaking mad at you, bro. So thank you, Sam. Bro, is that all the emotion you're gonna give? Come on, bro. Come on. Give her respect to her name. Hey, Raptor 1. Hey, Ravana. Give more respect up on her name. I'm mad. This better be a plot twist. And to be acquired, all bleach is sealed. Max is locked within Dark Ether. She's no longer a problem for Progis. Great. Oh, textures. Hey, Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray's looking cute. They arrested her? That's bullcrap! Stop! Why are you hurting everybody I love? Okay, no, skip you, Carver. Carver, you're actually a freaking traitor. Skip you. You should deserve to go to jail. No racial, but you're a traitor, my guy. Nah. But Dr. Gray, what did she do? I had no emotions, Strauss. But why Dr. Gray? What did she do? What are they, all traitors or something? Come on, this is horse crap. At this highest. Bro, what are we being freaking arrested for? This is Weaver. Oh my goodness, Weaver, you're part of the freaking CIA. Bro, what? Bro, what? I'm getting heated. This is why this was so easy. This game, you freaking. This is even worse. Doc, no, don't show me this, bro. I don't want to look at Dr. Gray, bro. Come on, man. You made me angry, bro. Director. Freak you, director. You could have stopped this, bro. I hate you. Dr. Gray, submit. Nah, bro. I'm heated over this. I'm heated. I'm freaking heated. Is that Rick? That's freaking Richtofen! Bro, freak you, Richtofen! No, freak you! I don't like you anymore! No, come on! This is dumb! No! This is why is this easy? 5 years Japan. No! 5 years later, no! I'm not accepting this. This is dumb. Dumb.
Listen, I need to rent a boat. Where do you need to go? Here. Are you sure? There is nothing there. What is it you are looking for? I'm looking for some old friends.
Burn. Nah, bro, what? I'm freaking heated right now. I spent a good 5 hours on this game, on this map, compared to all the other maps that took me months to complete. A month! This took me 2 days. 2 days, which is comparatively fast compared to my other ones. So for Gray to be arrested, for Samantha to be locked in the Dark Ether a second time. Remember, I'm heated. I'm freaking heated. Carver, he deserves it. He's a freaking traitor. Strauss, I don't really give 2 craps about, because I don't even care about him that much. Bro, I hate this game. So we're gonna continue with Vanguard. I'm freaking heated. I'm honestly heated. Because first off, you're gonna do me like this, game. Story will continue. You, Treyarch, to redeem yourself for these actions, Vanguard story has to be the best story, or somehow redeem all your actions in Cold War, bro. Bro, what in the freak is this all about? This is even worse than how the game usually treats me. I'd rather the game treat me like how it usually does. It takes me months to complete it. No, and the story actually be nice, but bro, this is complete crap. I like it, but no, I don't like it. They took Samantha away from me. They arrested Dr. Gray, which was like my 2 favorite characters in this whole game. How am I supposed to react? How else am I supposed to react? What am I supposed to do? I'm freaking hot. My face is red. This is why it was so easy. This is the easiest map I ever played. Took me no less than a good 5 attempts at most. 2 if you're actually you're not quitting. A good 2 good attempts. 5 at most. A good 2 attempts. 2 times I actually made it to the boss fight. Second time I did it. How am I supposed to feel? This is even worse than how it usually kills me and uniquely kills me. I'm mad. I don't want to hear. I'm done with Cold War, bro. I'm done, cause I'm lost for words. I'm honestly lost for words. No, I don't care about all these freaking calling cards, bro. No, this is the last things I'm caring about, cause how you guys treated me, how treated Samantha and Dr. Gray. What did Dr. Gray do? Hold on, I have to look up an explanation video or something to explain all this. Hold on, I gotta look this stuff up, bro, cause I'm getting too heated over this, bro. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. I'm back. Turn on my fan cause I'm getting too hot. I'm getting freaking too heated over this, bro. I'm getting too heated for this. I don't look. I don't know what to say. Forsaken Easter egg cutscene explain. I actually have to go to YouTube on this because hold on. Forsaken Easter egg cutscene explained. Okay, let me do this then.
Hi guys, Mr. Off Waffles here. Today we're going to be answering a lot of the sort of key questions that you might have from the Forsaken ending and just trying to explain the ending overall. Topics like what exactly has happened to Samantha, why the characters are getting arrested, what happened to Peck and Kravchenko, what's the deal with Eddie being the director, and what's on his desk, and does he have
Eddie's the director?
a child? All Chenko, what's the deal with Eddie being the director, and what's on his desk, and does he have a child? All those things and more are going to be included in the video, and
what? Oh my goodness, I'm digging myself into a freaking rabbit hole that is completely unnecessary, but emotionally dark and filled because I put too much devotion into these characters, into this game alone. Not to be emotionally hurt. I'm freaking hurt because I'm like, I did not want this to freaking happen. I put so much time and effort into this game alone to be stabbed in the back. Samantha! Samantha! Dr. Gray, Elizabeth Gray. I'm too mad. I'm too emotional just to be a freaking insane person. How do I have more freaking emotion about losing 2 characters than actual real life people? I put too much effort into this. I freaking put too much effort into this, bro. I put way too much effort into this. This is honestly, I'm overreacting, I know. But, bro, I cannot help this, bro. I put too much time. I put months into these Easter eggs,
months into these characters, and I feel like I'm being bent over and just being stabbed repeatedly in every single part of my body. How am I supposed to react? I love Dr. Gray. I love Samantha, and one of them gets put into the Dark Ether for like pretty much eternity until like Vanguard or something. Second thing, Dr. Gray gets arrested for no reason, but this is why we're watching the video, right? So let me...
By the way, if you want to see more story content from me on my channel, then all you've got to do is just show this video some love, share it around, or drop a like, or whatever you can do, just to make it clear that there is interest for it. Because if there's interest, I'll make the content. So there are 1 or 2 bits of important context that we need from the Easter egg and stuff, just to sort of understand what's going on in the map. And the best way to get into that is to take a look at this cutscene from the start of the egg. Requiem rushes into the facility here to try and extract a character called Zykov, who's the guy in the gas mask who steps out of the teleporter just here. Omega also wants to extract Zykov, but each superpower, East and West, has their own reasons for doing so. On Omega's side, they plan to interrogate Zykov and use him to try and get control of the Forsaken, which Zykov knows a lot about, supposedly. And on Requiem's side, they want to use Zykov's knowledge to take the Forsaken down. But that then poses the question, what's the Forsaken? Again, providing some sort of base fundamental context here, the Forsaken is an entity in the Dark Ether that is a relatively recent addition to it. It's not existed in there since the Dark Ether kind of came into being, but in its time in the Dark Ether, the Forsaken has grown extremely powerful, kind of climbing the power hierarchy, I suppose, and now is one of the most feared beings in that entire realm. The Forsaken is also a master manipulator. Remember in Mauer der Toten, where Valentina thinks she's talking to her father, Ulrich Vogel? That actually was just the Forsaken, kind of in disguise. And it's a similar thing that happens here. Requiem and Omega both think that Zykov is just going to be a dude coming out of the portal, and the Forsaken will then follow after. What they don't realize is that Zykov is the Forsaken, and that's why the Forsaken says 40 Earth years, 4 Dark Ether centuries. Remember, time works differently in the Dark Ether. A decently large amount of time on Earth is a lot of time in the Dark Ether, and in that time, Zykov had a lot of opportunity to kind of consume things from the Dark Ether, to harvest the power of things around him, to do whatever he could to survive, and now I guess we're basically seeing the implications of what that time did. You might also be wondering when Samantha got these Super Saiyan powers. It's a totally valid question. They've slowly been kind of coming more and more into the spotlight over the past few maps, but it's between Mauer and this map where they've really come to the forefront, because the director's actually been experimenting on Samantha, or with Samantha, in order to kind of unlock her true potential. This happens in Isolation. She's inside like an Ethereum sort of sealed area, so she can't just teleport out or anything like that, but she can do all sorts of crazy things like stopping bullets. She can completely incinerate people in front of her. She can teleport objects. She can make things float. She can do all kinds of stuff. So that's why Sam's able to just randomly teleport in here, and that's why she's able to start beaming the Forsaken as well with energy blasts. But obviously she can't do that forever, and it would be a pretty boring video game if she could, and that's why the kind of basis of the Easter egg is building that Ethereum neutralizer, so you can push through the gaseous phase of the Dark Ether between you and her, and then get to the area that she's in and help her out. With that kind of setup context in place, we can kind of fast forward now to the boss fight itself. The operators at this point have already worked their way through that phase. They charge up Samantha a bunch of times, giving her a load of essence energy, and she infuses that into the guns that are set up in this area, pointing at the Forsaken. You might be wondering, why the hell are there these 2 massive guns pointing towards the portal like this? That seems awful convenient, but there's an answer to why that's like that. Omega did originally plan to use those guns on the Forsaken to help them subdue it, because they knew as a creature it would be very hard to control, and it would need to be reprogrammed in order to become subservient. So their intention was to get Zykov out of the portal, take him into custody, and essentially interrogate him, torture him a little bit, and then disappear him later on. And the Forsaken, they would beam with the lasers, they would then subdue it, they would put it into the containment chamber, which is that big cube that's in the middle of the boss fight arena that looks like Sophia, and then from there they would be able to choose when and where they wanted to use the Forsaken's powers against the West. This little mid-boss fight interruption is really interesting, and I think also poses a lot of questions for just how powerful the Forsaken is. We know that Dark Ether exposure and Dark Ether powers can include telepathy, telekinesis, and teleportation, and so the Forsaken makes use of that and gives the Strike Team this vision. They get lost in their own heads. They are completely removed from reality temporarily here, at least mentally, and in that time they are consumed by thoughts of what happens if we mess up here and it causes these people to die. The fact that Samantha literally creates a portal within that kind of in-head vision and gives you that mental link of, oh, I can get out of here and this is a physical bridge, a teleporter, but actually I just need a mental bridge to get back to the real world, that's so cool to me. But that's not why I was saying that this makes me question how powerful the Forsaken truly is. I wonder whether the Forsaken was actually right. What if, amongst the telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, portal creation, ether absorption, like flesh consumption, all of these things, what if prescience actually sort of started creeping into the Forsaken's skill set? And when they say, gaze upon the future that awaits you should you defeat me, what if that is actually the future that awaits us? We don't know whether Carver, Gray, Shaw, and Weaver are gonna just end up dead because of what we've done here. And we'll talk about that more in a moment, but it's very possible that this reality would come to pass. And that makes me wonder just how much else the Forsaken might be aware of, and also what exactly the limits are to that power, because surely if it knew it was gonna be defeated, it wouldn't have come here as Zykov and tried to take over the world. Like, it would know it was gonna fail, so why would it bother? There is, of course, the chance that it was just a vision instilled in us to try and manipulate us to turn back and to stop, but I think both viewpoints are valid here and it's worth exploring both, so that's why I brought it up. Also, just a really quick thing here, the Forsaken mentions that it has ended worlds and devoured gods, and that just makes me excited for COD Vanguard, man. Like, the story in that game, and especially the fact that Craig Houston said it was going to be a bit more mystical about the occult, stuff like that, that's going to end up being really rich material, and if the Forsaken, meanwhile, is devouring gods in the Dark Ether, I mean, mwah, chef's kiss, it's going to be really cool. So let's talk about the moment when Samantha flies into the Forsaken's belly. Let's do it. It's worth a quick rewatch, so I'm going to play the clip for you now.
We're getting reports about break
Nah,
zones
bro, I don't want to watch this.
expanding around the globe.
You will not consume this world. Not as long as I am here.
Sam, whatever you're thinking of doing, don't do it.
I'm not a bad person, Weaver. I am a good soul. I know what I have to do. I'm sorry. This is the only way.
Let's quickly pause it here. Notice where all of that red energy is flying. It's going straight into the box behind us, which is the Forsaken containment chamber. And as soon as that process finishes, notice that the teleporter where the Forsaken originally came from, or Zykov came from, is no longer active. And all the kind of ether crystals and stuff in the room have also disappeared. A moment later, Gray and Strauss pipe up over the radio and tell us some really important stuff.
She's gone. Back into the Dark Ether.
No, I hate myself.
So if anyone thought, oh man, Samantha has sacrificed herself and given up her life in order to eradicate the Forsaken once and for all, that's not what's happened here at all. She has made a great sacrifice, don't get me wrong, this is very much a Pyrrhic victory, but she's not dead. And the Forsaken also is,
Pyrrhic,
don't get me wrong, this is very much a Pyrrhic victory.
Define Pyrrhic.
As an adjective, it means of a victory won at too great a cost to have been worthwhile for the victor. Do you want to hear the next one?
But she's not dead. And the Forsaken also is not dead, as Strauss tells us here.
The Forsaken is secure. Dimensional breaches are closing around the world.
What's crazy about this, though, is that what we've done is essentially just what Omega wanted to do. Like I mentioned before, they literally wanted to just bring the Forsaken through the portal and then subdue it, trap it in the bull, and carry it away by airship, right? That was the intent. Gorev and Jaeger were even going to be the ones that were flying the airship, like there was this whole plan in place. And now with the Forsaken secure, yes, it's cost us more to get to that conclusion, because Samantha has been locked in the Dark Ether, but it achieved the same result. And that in itself is quite a sort of bittersweet thing to ponder and think about. And sure, you can can say, well, Omega are the bad guys, so it's good that they didn't succeed and we succeeded instead. But are we the good guys? Can you honestly say that? Like, sure, we haven't seen plans for the CIA to be attacking Moscow with the Forsaken as their primary weapon, but what do you think was happening in the Cold War? It wasn't just a one-sided thing where the Russians were just constantly being the bad guys. It was a two-horse race. And so sure, in this map, the Western horse got its way, but I don't know if you can objectively say that that is a better outcome. It's just the outcome. It's like it almost didn't matter the fact that they were fighting against each other. It almost had no consequence whatsoever in the first place. It almost might as well not have actually happened, because ultimately, the events that transpired were Forsaken comes out of the portal, Forsaken gets subdued, Forsaken gets stuck in a big metal ball, Forsaken gets flown away in the custody of a global superpower. And no matter your perspective, that is an unstable place to be. Yes, it's still good that it's in the ball, but I'm uneasy. That's all I'm saying here. I'm just uneasy about all of this. And I think I have good reason to be uneasy. I mean, remember what happened last time we trapped a dark ether entity inside a ball, and then Maxis left it on the bleeping table? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, and that was not a good time for anybody. So if a similar thing's happening here, but the ball is 100 times bigger, I mean, you see why that might cause someone to be a little anxious about the future, right? But apparently, that is totally lost on Weaver, who goes on to say this.
It's over. It's done.
In fairness, he's a bit less experienced than we are, but god damn it, man, stop being so naive. Also, this theme should definitely be familiar to Zombies fans.
It is.
So, what happens next? We see the Forsaken being flown away, and so another big question emerges. If the Forsaken's not dead, where is it going? Where's it going to be taken? Where is it going to be held? What are they going to do with it? Stuff like that. Details for this are scarce, but there's one kind of theory that I think is really interesting right now. The Secretary of the Executive Office, which is most likely the executive branch of government, i.e. the presidential kind of branch, gets in touch with the director just before the events of Forsaken to say that the facility they've been building in West Virginia is coming along really well. They're moving citizens out of the area, so they've got this whole cover story going on, that sort of stuff. They're waiting on a delivery of 5,000 tons of steel, and also waiting on a shipment of boring machines to become available, which they're going to use to build a tunnel network. They're rapidly hiring at the site. They've taken on 50 plus scientists and 30 plus military personnel in the interval between this update and the last update alone, but they're also really struggling to hold on to their new staff with only a 30% retention rate month on month, which makes it sound like working at this facility is not the best job in the world, or there's something bad about it. The last detail we have about it is that they are intending to construct some kind of wall. Now, I know this is going to be memed into oblivion in the comments section. I mean, is the US taxpayer paying for this wall? Or are they going to get the Forsaken to pay for the wall? Yeah, the Forsaken should pay for it, causing all this trouble. Just to be clear, I'm saying these things in jest. No, the Forsaken should not be the one paying for the wall. Eddie should be paying for it. Mr. Moneybags with his gold watch. Jesus. Anyway, moving swiftly on, the director is intending to go and visit or arrive at the facility in some capacity, and it's referred to as a test site. So with all of this construction ongoing, and with the proximity it has to Forsaken, it really sounds like this is where the Forsaken is going to be taken for testing, experimentation, and maybe even to have its power extracted or harvested or something like that. However you look at it, it's very clandestine, and the director's involved, so it's definitely related to all this. It may be just a temporary holding facility though, while they figure out where else to put the Forsaken. Who knows? For now though, that's my best guess for where the Forsaken is being taken and what will become of it next. Before we move on here, I need to say something about the way the cutscene's presented that I really dislike. And I'm gonna be honest, it kind of ruined my entire interpretation of it the first time I watched it. And in hindsight, it's like, okay, I get it, and I can kind of erase this weird quirk from my brain and just think about the other parts of the cutscene that are really good, but it causes so much dissonance and really a lot of confusion in my mind as well. That means that I just have to speak up about it real quick here. When I first watched the cutscene, despite the fact that I had just seen Samantha fly into this portal and Strauss said she's locked in the dark ether or whatever he said, I got confused when Samantha reappeared on my screen moments later waving goodbye to Ravenov. I mean, it just messed me up, man. And I know she's in a different outfit, and I know now that, yeah, that's just my operator. But at the time, I saw Sam on my screen and I was like, oh, this is a flashback maybe. Like maybe she was saying goodbye before the events of Forsaken because she knew what was coming. There's Ravenov. And there's Sam getting in. I guess that was her goodbye. Big salute. That's what was in my head when I first reacted and watched it, and then she started getting arrested, and I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense at all. Did she come back from the Dark Ether? Did we flash forward in time? Is that why Weaver said thank you, Sam? Because he knew that she was safe kind of thing? So instead of like mourning her, he was just like, yeah, thanks, mate. She's just saying goodbye, sayonara, adios, amigos. It really ruined my interpretation of everything. If Samantha had not shown up, I would have had it clear in my head. She went into the portal and that was it. She was locked in there for good and it was meant to be a somber moment. But I think I was kind of robbed of that emotional moment. Like the impact of the scene was really lost for me because instead of being like, oh my God, I'm so sad that Samantha's given up her life and her freedom and stuff in order to do this, I was just left sitting there like, well, this is a bit funky. Like what the hell? Why are we skipping forward and backward in time like that? Like what's going on? If you want to drop a comment and just let me know that I'm stupid and this is a me problem, then you're welcome to by all means. But I guarantee I'm not the only person this happened to. And why has this happened? Well, it's because of the fact that Treyarch have forced in this operator system this year just for what? I mean, so they can sell outfits for characters that can carry over between zombies and multiplayer? Like, is that really why this has happened? And if it is, okay, if you have to monetize that way, I kind of understand, I suppose. The maps are free this year. Maybe you need to find an alternative monetization model, but man, it just impacted the cutscene in a really unfortunate way here for me, and I just wanted to kind of raise that. So now let's talk about the operators being arrested, not about Samantha being arrested, and about Requiem's key kind of department leads also being arrested. This all happens at the director's request. He leaves...
Divert strike team to Black Site 13 and indefinite containment. Not why forever though. Indefinite means forever. I will shut down Requiem. Our agents can move on. Weaver and the rest.
This group member.
Our agents can move on Weaver and the
which is shown in the cutscene, which states entity acquired, all breaches sealed, Maxis locked within the Dark Ether, the breaches being the outbreak zones scattered across the world. The director states that Maxis is no longer a problem for Project Janus, which we'll talk about in a sec, and that the strike team is going to be diverted to Black Site 13 for indefinite containment, so that's where they're being taken to when they're arrested. This kind of isn't a surprise in my opinion. Black Sites are locations where Black Ops can take place from, and the strike team operators that have gone through all of this stuff with the Forsaken and with Maxis are now individuals who have very specific, unique experience that wouldn't just be able to reintegrate with the rest of the military and pretend like nothing happened. Like, they've had so much security clearance now, they in themselves are a national security threat, and they need to basically be managed accordingly. They can't be charged for what they've done as part of Requiem. I mean, they were following orders, right? But at a Black Site, it doesn't matter. You don't need to have committed a crime. You just need to have come to the attention of whoever runs the site and to have use to them in some way, shape, or form that at least means that you're better alive than dead. So applying that thinking to the director, he's got this Project Janus plan that he's been working on for a while now and that Maxis potentially posed a threat to. He also knows that in the past, such as during the Outbreak Easter egg, Maxis has taken it upon herself to get out from the kind of supervision of the people around her and take on her own little project for her own reasons, and those reasons don't align with the values and kind of goals of her superiors. So that's obviously a real problem. Like, having someone that's resistant to following the orders of authority and stuff like that is not something that the director is going to want when he's trying to execute his own specific plan. And who went along with that plan? We did. The operators, the strike team. We formed a bond with Maxis. We had personal communique from her throughout the DLC season. And those messages were just for us. Like, she told us things specifically. And that knowledge is a potential threat to the director. The experience and the emotional connection is also potentially an issue. And so all of that means that it's much easier for the director to say, okay, arrest them all and put them in a Black Site, than it is to say, okay, we'll let them go free because they did nothing wrong. They were just following Requiem orders, which I kind of direct anyway. You know what I mean? And I guess you could ask the question, okay, well, why didn't he just ask them to come to the Black Site, like make it a job for them? But for one, that just doesn't really feel like the way the director operates. And two, what if they said no? What if they refused? What if they wanted to try and do something to get Samantha back? What if when they heard that other members of the strike team had been taken to a Black Site maybe because they didn't comply, they tried to get away so that they could avoid that same fate? Like, there's a lot of moving parts there, and that's why I think it's fair, in a weird kind of twisted way, for them to have been arrested at that point. It's also cool because it's not just a happy ending, which is refreshing because I'm tired of things just working out at the end of stories. And I think it continues to hit home on the theme that they were really going for through this map, which is that Pyrrhic victory theme, right? We've won, but at what cost? We've succeeded in trapping the Forsaken in this ball and saving the world, but Maxis has given up her freedom, and just as she has, so have we, the Strike Team. And ultimately, the exact same sacrifice has been made by Weaver, Strauss, Gray, and Carver. Even more so than the Strike Team, they've really bonded with Maxis. And I mean, Gray is described by Maxis as more than a friend. Weaver is treated like bonded with Maxis. And I mean, Gray is described by Maxis as more than a friend. Weaver is treated like family essentially to her, the father that she never had, and they've worked together in the past as well. This isn't their first rodeo together. So there's shared context and history and all those things here, and if the director's plan is to kind of eliminate the individual bits and bobs of dark ether threats that are being posed around the world, and to clear the chessboard for him to play his game and execute Project Janus, then getting those 4 out of the way too is also something that he's just gonna kinda have to do. Now I know you probably want me to talk about Project Janus here, but that's gonna have to wait a moment because there's some other things we do need to get to first. To start with, yes, okay, let's finally acknowledge it. Edward Richtofen is the director. Except in this universe, he might not be Edward Richtofen. We actually don't know. His name is literally redacted from absolutely everything, and there's no reason to say that in this...
See, I knew it was Richtofen.
Oh no, his name is literally redacted. Except in this universe, he might not be Edward Richtofen. We actually don't know. His name is literally redacted from absolutely everything, and there's no reason to say that in this new universe, he might not have adopted some other name. Or he might have multiple names. I mean, he seems like a pretty mysterious and secretive person. He speaks a whole bunch of different languages. We don't even know where he grew up. It was...
Oh yeah, it looks like he does have a kid. And no, you cannot deny that.
Probably in America, judging by the fact that he works for the CIA now, but we don't know where he grew up. It was probably in America, judging by the fact that he works for the CIA now, but we don't actually know. He's a man of mystery. But we do know what he was doing before he became the director. Prior to his current position, Eddie was the Associate Deputy Director of the Office of Extra Regular Activities, which was a department under the Directorate of Science and Technology specializing in clandestine sciences, which again is part of the CIA. What that honestly sounds like to me is the BPRD. That's the Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense of Hellboy fame. It's a fictional organization created by Mike Mignola and was founded by the US and the UK joined together to research the occult, paranormal, and supernatural things and defend against their dangers. Now, the Hellboy universe and the BPRD was inspiration for some of the early stories in Call of Duty Zombies, and we do know that Vanguard is going to be exploring the occult experimentation that went on during World War II, just like the origins of the zombie storyline did. So the fact that Eddie's previous role was working for that org is really exciting to me. Now, as I currently understand it, I believe that Eddie actually moved departments basically when the Cold War Zombies story started. So there was this disaster in Morasco, the world was kind of reeling, and Eddie put himself forward and put a plan forward to do a few things. One, to remedy the situation, and two, to kind of appease NATO and appease the US government as well. The third thing he wanted to do is show that he was the man for the job here, and so 2 days later, when Requiem was officially kind of instated and formalized, he was the director. He tapped himself for the role, and it was below him from the beginning that Weaver and Gray, etc. were brought on board to help out as department leads. Now, we may not know a lot about Eddie's personal life, how he grew up, where he grew up, stuff like that, but we can tell one thing by looking at his desk, and that's that he's got a kid, and he also seems to have a wife, which is a bit...
What? What was that last phrase? Hold on, let me check. I'm sorry. A what?
Which is a bit shocking to me, really, because I always thought that Richtofen was gay, to be honest. But who knows, maybe he's bi. Regardless, he's got a child, and that's relevant because there's been intel all year hinting towards some kind of storyline that we haven't really wrapped our heads around fully just yet, but it involves a boy that Maxis and Weaver both failed to save, so the boy passed away. Early speculation was that the boy was Eddie, and Eddie had passed away. We clearly can see now that that's not the case, and so the next candidate for who the boy could be is now landing on the boy we're seeing in the picture on Richtofen's desk. What if the child that Maxis and Weaver failed to save was Edward's son? And the circumstances about that failure make it all the more interesting because Samantha says, we promised to keep him safe, him being the boy, right? We both failed him. The operation should never have happened. If I knew the steps that you would take, talking about Weaver now, I would never have told you the location. The house was supposed to be safe. And obviously in Zombies, the children will be safe in the house is like a theme that has run through so much of the story. And so isn't it crazy that we get to this end cutscene and what do we see on Edward's desk? We see a child and we see a house. He literally has the snow globe from Chronicles from Zombies Times Gone Past on his desk, and it's that classic house. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think this is just a crazy reference that means nothing. I think the fact that Sam said the house was supposed to be safe, the fact that Sam really feels like she failed the child in revealing the house's location, all of those things, they just hint to me, they speak to me, they whisper in my ear that there is more going on here that we're going to learn more about in the future. But for now, it's like we're seeing the shadow, but the thing that's casting the shadow is around the corner. It's just about out of reach. We've got hints, we've got teases, we've got the shape of the shadow figured out, but the thing causing that shadow is probably going to be coming in Vanguard, but then also most likely in the actual next game after that Treyarch develop. So these are hints towards very future...
What did he just say?
Figured out, but the thing causing that shadow is probably going to be coming in Vanguard, but then also most likely in the actual next game after that Treyarch develop. So these are hints towards very future story arcs, which is really exciting. And that brings us on to Richtofon's motivation. You see, Richtofon throughout his entire story arc, like from beginning to end, has had a bit of a savior complex. They commented on this in a really loud way in Blood of the Dead, of course. He wanted to be the one that did all the hard work, he wanted to be the one that we would remember, and he wanted to be the one to save everyone, but he just couldn't bear that burden. And I wonder now if this new version of Eddie is still going to retain that same trait that the old version of Eddie had. After all, Samantha seems to be just as kind of stubborn as she was when she was a kid. She definitely has characteristics that have carried over into her adult life in this new world, in this new universe rather. And so I don't think it's out of the question for that sort of thing to have happened to Eddie as well. And if he does have a savior complex, and if his greatest loss in life has been the loss of his son, and suddenly while working for this extra normal organization, he came across some kind of method to potentially, I don't know, use the powers of Ethereum and the Dark Ether for other purposes like teleportation, telekinesis, all those things that I mentioned previously. And what if, in his own special way, where the Forsaken wants control over everything and wants to have everything for himself, what if Eddie just wants to save the one person he cares about most? And he wants to bring his kid back. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of similar to what happened to Valentina, except the roles are reversed. Valentina was the child in that scenario, and she thought that she was talking to her dad and finally making her dad proud after all these years and all that sort of stuff. And she also really wanted closure with her dad because her dad abandoned her and she felt like she had been tossed aside and wasn't important and wasn't loved by him. And that was all stuff from the child's perspective to the parent. What if Richtofon's experiencing the same pain, but in reverse, where he feels like he abandoned his child and he wants to nurture his child and he wants to explain to them why they were tossed aside to whatever extent and reach out and make amends and live a life with his kid that he was never given the opportunity to do for whatever reason that we don't currently understand. Treyarch loves their yins and yangs, their alphas and omegas, and seeing as we've already seen the Dark Ether enable a child to lost parent relationship, similarly, a parent to lost child relationship could be facilitated very easily, I would imagine. And I'm sure the Dark Ether's kind of internal, inherent negative energy would cause that to go astray and potentially cause a really big threat to the world and the universe as we know it. But that's what the Dark Ether does. That's what it's always done. It's a corrupting influence. It's the apple that is too sweet hanging from the tree that you want to take a bite out of, but you really shouldn't. And we don't know in this universe if Edward has been tempted to take a bite of the apple or if he knows better. We just don't know yet. And on top of all of that, the cherry on top that we've only just discovered as of Forsaken is that the boy has a name, and his name was Samuel, which poses an infinite number of new questions, such as, did Richtofon name his boy Samuel in reference or respect of the name Samantha, the girl that essentially saved his life? Was that a conscious decision? Was it an accident that just happened to work out that way because the universe loves to sort of play tricks on us and tell stories like that within stories? Or was it actually unrelated to that, and was it potentially inspired by Samuel Stuhlinger? Richtofon, after all, was in that man's head, and granted, it wasn't Kid Eddie, it wasn't this Richtofon that was doing all that stuff, but once a Richtofon, always a Richtofon, right? Maybe there's just some kind of subconscious link there, or maybe Sam Stuhlinger has somehow made contact with Eddie, Kid Eddie, in this universe. After all, the last thing that we heard from him was that message saying, hey, Richtofon, is this thing on? You've been gone from my head for a really long time. You sent us here to this place but forgot to tell us what to do. It's dark, damp, and filthy. And all this felt very Dark Ether. And then he goes on to say, wait, am I even talking talking to the right Richtofen? What if he wasn't talking to the right Richtofen and he was talking to Kid Eddie instead? However, with that said, we should also consider the possibility that Janus is something else entirely. After all, Janus is the god of gateways, doorways, openings, things like that, and is also two-faced, with one face looking at the past and another looking at the future. Janus is also often depicted holding a key, intended to symbolize the fact that the gateway to the future is the kind of present where Janus sort of sits, looking forwards and backwards. The irony is not lost on me that for much of the Black Ops 3 Zombies story, Richtofen was constantly holding a summoning key, and Janus is often depicted holding a key. But Janus is an official project. Janus is also something that is greenlit by the president by the looks of things, and so Janus itself is probably not, oh, I want to save my kid. Like, it's probably not some selfish goal like that. At its sort of face value, it's probably something much more boring, such as, I don't know, opening a portal to the light ether maybe to try and bring some good ether energy into the world. Something that the president would sign off on that, honestly, Omega probably would love to do as well. It will be some kind of superpower-centric thing. Whatever it is, it requires Maxis. It actually requires her to not be in this world. Like, it can only go ahead if she is trapped in the dark ether. That is a very specific detail. And it's also only able to proceed if the Forsaken is captured, which obviously it is in this map. So no doubt we will tap into the Forsaken's power and energy and essence in some way for Janus, and that will be the kind of groundwork for where that project goes, if indeed the opening of gateways is what the symbolism is really pointing towards. However, what might be happening is there might be some very obvious kind of cheekiness going on here, because Richtofen might have picked the name Janus knowing that Janus is a two-faced god, and so he might be selling the US government one idea, but actually his true intentions are more aligned with what I talked about a moment ago in his sort of motivations section, where he's trying to do something selfish like saving his kid or something along those lines. Perhaps whatever he's planning is actually something that would harm Samantha if she was in our world, and so he's trying to banish her to the dark ether so that she is safe whenever he executes his plan here, and then when she returns, she'll have been cleansed of her dark ether powers or something and can finally live normally, or who knows, something like that. There might be something like that going on here. Either way, hopefully that gives you a bit more of a picture of what the hell Project Janus is and the kinds of things that are involved with it. The next big question I think people will be asking is to do with Peck. He reveals himself at the end 5 years later, says that he's looking for some old friends, and has some scarring on his face now as well as his eye patch. Now, one thing that you may miss during the Forsaken Easter egg if you're not looking in the right place at the right time is that Peck actually shoots a gas tank while he's trapped inside the observation tower with Kravchenko and causes a massive explosion inside it. That's why his face is so scarred. They are scars from burning. Now, you might be inclined to think, okay, Peck got out, but Kravchenko didn't, but we know that that's not the case because Kravchenko appears in Black Ops 2, and so he must have been able to get out of this facility here so he could go on to Afghanistan and do all the things that he was doing there. Whether Peck intentionally blew up the gas tank is unknown. Whether he was trying to kill Kravchenko is unknown, but he certainly seems to be slinking around now, so it's unlikely that he's still super pally with Omega at this point, and that makes sense because during the Forsaken Easter egg, he also sort of starts helping us, like he's defecting in real time, and Kravchenko calls him out on this. So for him to go on and no longer be allied with Omega, and probably not to be allied with Requiem either, to just be a sort of lone agent, a lone wolf, makes the most sense to me. And all of this also ties in with the fact that Peck was leaking information about Omega to the director in order to try and get like a clean name when he eventually did break off from the Omega group. He was bargaining with him to try and get his way, and obviously now that's all gone completely out of the window, but he's still burned his bridge with Omega, and that again leaves him a lone wolf in the middle. That sets him up perfectly, in my opinion, to kind of act as the Maxis of the next game or the next story they tell, and be that character in the middle between East and West who potentially tries to bust some of our characters out of jail. And that brings us on to the thing that he points out on the map. Now, I think there are two main theories that work here for what exactly Peck is pointing to. One, which Eric pointed out to me, is that the location he's pointing at really resembles the location that the inversion warheads were fired at in the original Outbreak Easter egg. There's this map on the wall that shows where they're heading, and I mean, it lines up pretty much perfectly with where Peck is pointing. So when he says that he wants to go and find some old friends, could he be looking for the inversion warheads themselves? Is he planning to use those as the only remaining link to the Dark Ether on Earth that will allow him to create a dimensional breach and get into the Dark Ether to potentially allow Samantha out or to go and rescue her. And before you say, nah, like he wouldn't call missiles old friends, remember, Peck was involved in the development of those missiles, and he spent so long on that work, so many months underground working on everything there, that referring to them in that way wouldn't seem that out of the ordinary to me. Also, the fact that the fisherman says, are you sure there's nothing there? Well, it's like, yeah, that was the point. That's why we sent the inversion missiles there, is because there is nothing there, and there was nothing that would be damaged or destroyed by them if they did explode. But on the whole, I think that theory is going to be the less popular of the two that I'm going to talk about today, because the main thing people are talking about here is Zetsubou no Shima. It sounds crazy to say those words, the fact that the Cold War zombie story would culminate with a man pointing at Zetsubou on a map. I mean, it boggles the mind, honestly. It ensnares the senses. It's just crazy to me that this is actually what's happened here, but I think there's a genuine possibility that's what they're hinting at. And this is backed up, in my mind at least, by the fact that the stab of music that they play here is really reminiscent of Blood of the Dead.
Some old friends.
See what I mean? So, what happens in Blood of the Dead? Well, we finally break the cycle by exiting it at Zetsubou no Shima. If he was going to Zetsubou to cycle by... See what I mean? So, what happens in Blood of the Dead? Well, we finally break the cycle by exiting it at Zetsubou no Shima. If he was going to Zetsubou to retrace the steps, maybe, of that original crew, or just something like that. I mean, I don't know how Peck would have that knowledge, but if he's trying to do anything in that capacity, we're in for an insane zombie storyline coming up in the future, guys. Like, we thought that the cycle was chaotic and crazy, and then we broke out of it, and we thought that the branch out of the cycle was even more chaotic and more crazy, and now we might have broken out and then gone into a new universe, closed off the old one, only to go back to the loop and the cycle of the original one? Huh? Like I said, boggles the mind. Absolutely boggles the mind. But it also excites me in a way that I've not been excited all year long. The Cold War zombie story just hasn't really hit for the most part, but this right now, oh my goodness gracious me, this is hitting. This is really hitting. So I'm going to leave you speculating about that in the comments section for now, and if you want to see more follow-up videos about these topics, then, like I said at the start, show some love.
Mr. Ruffles, please don't copyright this video, but I'm honestly emotionally drained from the whole thing. Like, honestly, yeah, I want to watch this other video, but I mean, I think Mr. Ruffles was just like...
I'm guessing within that intel, there will be documents or radios that maybe explore more of what's going on. We then see, because of what Samantha did, all of the outbreak.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and come back if you like, and thank you guys for watching this video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.